All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Beckley Wrestling Show. We got special guest with us today, Ohio State champ Ethan Birden. How you doing today, my man?
Good. How you been?
Good, bro. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. I know the season's getting ready to start rocking, so man, I definitely appreciate you just taking the time, jump on the podcast, talk some wrestling with me, man.
Man, thank you for asking me.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I went to the state tournament last year, watched you do your thing, and honestly, like it I honestly went into it knowing because I was at Iron Man too, and when you beat Joe Seeley, that's when you really hit the radar for me, like personally. I was like, yeah. Like in the semifinals, I was just like, all right, let's see what he's about. And then I found out you was committed to Ohio State, so then I was just like, all right, now I really got to dig into this cat. But yeah, man, you've had last year you really honestly, I still feel like you're under the radar. You know what I mean? Like to a point, but I feel like you did so many amazing things last year, like even the state championship knocking off a returning state champ, like beating Joe Seeley, who they have is I think 14th pound for pound in the country right now. And heading to Penn State, good kid, he's a monster, and you and him had a heck of a match. But how do you feel about it? Do you feel like you're a little bit under the radar?
Yeah, I feel that way. I also know, like, sometimes I don't perform the way I practice. So, like, I understood why I was under the radar, including my sophomore. So, like, going to my sophomore, like, my summer year, or yeah, starting, I think it was my sophomore year. I went to Fargo, and I think I lost in the blood round. So I could see that. And then Super 32 was a bad performance. So then I went into Ironman and I pretty much popped off. So like it got it flowing. I know Brexville is like supposed to be a pretty tough tournament. I mean, I bonus pointed through out there.
Oh
And
yeah, you
then
walked.
you just kept on wrestling. I mean, going to Fargo, getting third. Still not what I wanted, but I mean like still high
Yeah,
performance.
for sure.
So
And
I
that's where
mean,
it was just so after a year like that, you come off so many highs and a runner up at Ironman. Like, what's the overall? I mean, outside of obviously getting a second state title, because I mean you were in the finals your sophomore year, win it your junior year. Obviously trying to get that returning state champ. But what's the overall goal for this season? Like with outside of winning that state championship, like is there anything outside of that you're trying to achieve this final season?
win Super 32, win Ironman. Those are the biggest tournaments, you know. State, I mean, I know I can win state at any tournament. I mean, at any weight. So I'm pretty much doing what's best for the team. I know my high school team is ranked like second, third in the state. So whatever I
Okay.
can do to get as many bonus points for the team, I bump up a lot
So
just
where
for the
where are
bonus
you at?
points.
What weight they got? Because last year you were 57. Where do they got you hitting this year?
65 right now.
Well, I mean, you're so tall though. You're tall, like you got this length to you. So I mean, is it? Are you cutting to get back to it? Like what? I guess
No,
what
I'm
are you
right now. I'm
walking
trying to
around
bulk
at?
up. Right now, I'm
Oh,
trying to
no
bulk up.
doubt.
So because I went to Elite Eight, right? So I
Yeah,
think
I was gonna ask you about
weigh-ins were 60, 63. I thought it was 60 for a minute until like the week of. So I was walking around like low 70s, like low like 71. And then as soon as I started like really watching my weight, so like I have like a routine how I do my weight cut. And as soon as like I watched it, I got down to like 60. I was like 67 on a Monday. And I proceeded to stay down there. And then like once I get my weight down, it's hard to get back up. So like I'll be like 71, 72. I watched what I was doing, 67 all week.
Yeah, that's what's up though. I mean, that's a good problem to have if you're trying to hold it. You know what I mean? Like a lot
Yeah.
of people, it's hard to keep it down. So I mean, for you to be able to hold it down easily, like that's what's up, bro. Like, because honestly, like when I look at you and I try to like see, like, all right, say you go, what did you say, 65 this year,
Hmm.
and then all right, so you redshirt, like, and then you're gonna bulk up at Ohio State. Like, bro, I see you as like a 74, 84, because you're gonna keep growing. You know what I mean? Like, and once you get in there, they're gonna like it, that's just my opinion. Like when I see your length, it's like, man, this cat could really, you could go anywhere from 65 to 84. Like, it kind of it makes it interesting to be like, yo, where's it go? But I like you said, kind of with like what you're doing with Dublin Coffin right now, it's just kind of like what's going to be best for the team, where to slide in at, and with you being able to manage your weight like that, I feel like is super super. That's dope for the team, man. Like to where it's like, yo, we can slide him in wherever.
Yeah, so like right now, because for Super 32, I'm going to wrestle 65 as well. So I'm trying to bulk up to like at least 80, get down there, wrestle Super 32, and then I'm gonna wrestle like I think it's the Clarion Open, like right after Super 32, so
I like
College
that.
Open.
I like that. How did hey, speaking of that, them Elite Eights, how did you feel about wrestling them college rules, that 3 point takedown? We talked a little
Oh,
bit about that riding time and everything, but how'd you feel about all that?
j just with the college rules, I like them. I really like them. I didn't think I was, but like with me being a attacker, and also with me being a rider that I
Yep.
am, it really benefits me. I didn't know it. I didn't realize it either. And with Elite Eight, I really found like my memo. Like I really found like my calmness. Like when you go into a wrestling tournament, you try to like feel like try to be like right in like mentally into it, or you try to be like aggressive. But like
Sir.
I think this is the like one of the first tournaments I just walked in and I was just calm. After my first match wasn't the best, but after that I just walked in there. I was calm and like I just dominated. To be honest, like I know I
For
had
sure.
like I think it was my last match of the first day. I wrestled a real good kid. Like I know he placed like I remember one of the kids on the teammate on my team. He knew everyone who I wrestled, so I just looked. I was like, "Yo, who's this kid?" And he would tell me it. And he was like pretty high rankly. So I think the first match. I mean, I think like first period, I take him down. I kick him out. I get it like and get to his legs, and he like gets to a little funky scramble at the edge. And then second period, I heard he was good on top. I reversed him within like first 5 seconds, and I rode him out. I
I
rode him
seen it.
out.
I watched it, bro. And he was straight up like in the weight. I can't remember his name though. I wish I did though, but he was like your boy wasn't lying to you. He's definitely within the weight. I want to say he's like 11 or 12, like in y'all's weight class, like right up, like he's right there with you. You know what I mean? Like they got, I mean, obviously you're that dude right now, in my opinion. And actually, even in Flo, I mean, really, Flo's got you at number three at 160 in the country. Like you're the number three guy in the whole country, which I don't quite understand it because like honestly after your I mean teach their own. I love Flow. I love what they do. That they I mean they keep me updated on a lot of things for me to be able to spew out. But at the end of the day, like it doesn't mean I gotta agree with everything. And I'm not just saying this because we're talking, but like I've watched like how do you beat Joe Seeley? Then I sit here and this ain't nothing against Joe, nothing against nobody, but then he's ranked 11 or 12, maybe 14, like pound for pound, like overall, not class, like because the class of 2024, you're 17th, but overall from freshmen to seniors, he's 14, and they only list the top 30, I believe, and you're not on the list, and how does that make sense to anybody? You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
don't get that. I don't, and so that's but one thing about you that I've noticed, and you actually said it at Iron Man after you beat him in the semifinals, they interviewed you and you said you don't care about them numbers. Them numbers don't mean that ranking don't and they can't because you couldn't have done what you done at Iron Man if they did. But what gave you that mindset? Like how did you because a lot of people do. Hey man, this is Joe Seeley, man. He's the number one ranked kid at the weight. He's number 14th in the country overall. Like how, how am I going to get him? He's heading to Penn State. Like, my gosh, what do I, you know what I mean? But you went out there, you did your thing, and you got this funky style to you, and it worked out. And I think all them dog matches with Joey Blaze paid off.
Yeah, starting off wrestling and also football because I've always played both sports, so I've
Yeah.
always will flip back and forth. But like I would go out to national tournaments, and my dad would send me out to like Tulsa and put my record as 0-50, and I would catch the first guy at first match. So like every tournament I would go to, I was always catching like the number one or two seed first match no matter what. Like even when I won a state like my fourth grade year, they put the records on like everyone's bracket, and I was the number one seed because like previous years, but I was 0-50. So like I never really looked at rankings because like it's never really helped me because
Right.
I've
And
like I've always I've always assumed that like first guy I got is pretty good, and I also understood like I really can't overestimate him or underestimate him. I just got to wrestle me because if you're worrying about what other people are doing, it knocks you off your style. So that's the reason why I knew who Joe Seeley was, of course. I mean, Flo
Yeah,
posted about him like 37 times, but like I mean, he's another wrestler. Every wrestler gets beat once in the blue moon. It's not Kill Sanderson, so
you're right,
yeah.
you'll probably get him again in the future. To be honest with you, and well, depending on what how the chips fall, but I I truly believe that like the way that you said it was best. Like it is just a number, and like I think not even just flow. I think that there's a lot of these people that throw out these rankings that like it's more or less just they find their favorites. They find people that and they've already hyped him up. So it's like, well, even though he took this L, we can't drop him real heavy. Like we'll drop him from like 14 to 18, but we're not going to drop him real heavy. You know what I mean? Like so it's like they find and like they hold on to these guys and they keep them up there. And that's why you can find people like Luke Geog sitting at Ohio State right now. Like he was a St. Ed's boy, which I'm sure you know about him. Heck, you're about to be teammates with him next year. But under the radar. Like, and they moved him around a bunch of weights and all this and that, and just never got that love. And it was like it looks like a steal right now. Like that he like wherever he went stole that kid because he wasn't getting the love that everybody else was at that weight. So honestly, I lightweight feel like you remind me a lot of that situation to a point to where you're under that radar. You ain't you're getting love because like they're like, bro, you can't deny the runner up at Iron Man. You can't deny the kid that just beat a returning state champ, was in the state finals as a sophomore also. Like you've done some amazing things. So like I feel like you're definitely on your way. Like, but what first led you to want to go to Ohio State? So, like speaking on Luke, speaking on all that, like you're going through this commitment process after your sophomore year. What was like? I know it's close to home, but outside of that, like what was like? This is where my future. This is what's going to be best for me going forward.
Man, I love telling this story. So growing up, I was actually a Michigan fan. So
Oh,
like,
bro, we got to cut
so
this right now, bro.
yeah, so like, Ohio State was never like really up there. But when I was in middle school, Logan had his club, so he had a Stever Elite club. So that was the first time I ever wrestled in Ohio State room because it was at Ohio State for like a year. So I knew Stever pretty well. And then they would have like these prospect camp ID camps that they have over the weekends. So I would go down there because like I mean you're getting good practices in. So I got to actually know the coaches and everyone, and I got to know Tom Ryan and everyone was pretty cool. So when all the recruitment things started going out, they were one of the first ones to call me. And like my biggest thing was like I was like once I get older, I'm moving out of Ohio. I can't stay in Ohio, right? But I was like, I mean, I'll see how it is, you know. And then just going through recruiting and just getting to understand them a lot more, get to know all the coaches. I was like, I really like them. I really like them. So and I feel like I get to personally know the coaches like all pretty well, and
100%.
plus like being close to home, like being 15 minutes away from the facility with the RTC practices. I mean, it just helps you with the training, and
100%. And
I just see something in all the coaches that can help me. You know what I mean?
I never realized, like, granted, I was never put in your guys' situation, no, but I mean, as many boys as I've talked to that had committed to somewhere because they also thought, man, I want to get away from home. And actually, Peyton Fenton, another Buckeye that I talked to, he went to Virginia, and man, he spent that freshman year and was like, damn, I want to be home. You know what I mean? Like, so he ended up jumping in the transfer portal, and now he's sitting at Ohio State. So, and that's, I mean, he's an Elyria boy, so it brought him back home, and like he just kind of got that homesick feeling. But like, you also lose that team that's around you that made you because it takes an army to build what you guys have became, and it takes more than just like you got to have a good surrounding, a good family, a dad that's there, a mom. It just seems like everybody that I've talked to has had that good just community around them. built him to be that way. And I'm glad to see that you stayed home. I'm glad to see Ohio State kept a nut with their because Tom Ryan says it a lot. We need to keep the dogs at home. You know what I mean? Like, and you're a dog, bro. Like, if you would have left Ohio, I would have been a little frustrated. But as a fan, because I'm a Buckeye fan, I mean, I'm like I say it every episode. I'm open about it. I've talked to guys from Iowa, Penn State, Oregon, Oklahoma State, like all of them. But like at the end of the day, I'm a Buckeye. You know what I mean? And I just love wrestling, and they're all good guys. Enjoy talking to them, but like I want I want to keep our guys home, just like Tom Ryan said. So I was really pumped to see that you did, and honestly, I didn't even know that you was. And when you won that state championship and you threw it up, bro, and I was like, what? So it was cool to see, man. I can tell you as a wrestling fan, bro, we couldn't be more happy to have you as a Buckeye, man. And so congrats on that, and can't wait to see you in that scarlet and gray, big dog.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Even my family, because like like what you said about the team and everything, like my family come out to a lot of my tournaments. My dad's been training me since I came out the womb. My mom does a lot. My little brother looks up to me. So like everyone around me, like even my family, they come out to even the small tournaments. I don't even feel like them coming to it. Like I had my 100th win, and I had probably like
Seen that.
16, 17 family members come out all the way to Cincinnati to watch me win my 100th win. And it really means a lot to me because like succeeding is one thing, but like succeeding and knowing that you have a team and you have your family with you, it means a lot to me. So I know
That's
like
huge.
that. And even when I talked to I along it was like probably like a year, it was last year, I had a beat the streets like all-star thing. And Jordan Burroughs was there, and my family was there, and I was wrestling, and I was beating the kid pretty bad. And like my grandma, she was there, she was screaming. She like drove like 4 hours to watch me wrestle. And he after the match, he like asked someone to pull me aside, so I got to talk to him for like good 15, 20 minutes. He was like, is that your grandma? And I was like, yeah, that's my grandma. He was like, yeah, I sat next to her during your match. He was like, he was like, he's I should be blessed to have her. And I was like, I am.
that
I love when
that
she comes to all my matches. You
that's
know.
a bet, bro. Because what, like, yeah, enjoy that, and yeah, and he couldn't be more right because not everybody has that. Not everybody has that kind of support, man. And I was blessed enough to also, man, like at the state tournament, my uncles were there, my parents, my brothers, my grandma. Like, I mean, so it definitely is a blessing, and to just have that, just knowing that you had those people there to support, man. So, and you're now, man, they got to drive 15 minutes now. They don't even got to drive 4 hours now, bro. They get to go watch you walk through this, like in that environment at Ohio State is so unreal. Like we went to the Michigan State duel and the Penn State duel last year, and all my life, like we would just came like walking out like we like how high schools do it, but like dude, you're walking through the fans, fire going, your song jamming, going up the steps onto the mat. Like it's just I get chills watching y'all do it. And so like I'm excited for you to get that opportunity and to have your family be able to be there and watch. It's gonna be surreal for you, bro. So I can't wait for that day, man. It'll be a blessing for you, that's for sure. It'll be fun for us fans,
Yeah, I can't wait for it too.
no
Getting to
doubt.
see it like because the seats we get is like right next to the mat, man. It looks so crazy down there.
It does, man. And did you go on like an official visit, like go check everything out, like get to go through like the whole Cavelli Center, check everything out, that the
Yeah,
whole new deal?
I went through every because like I said because I've always grew up a Michigan fan, so like I refused to go down to campus. Like I think I went to like a spring game when I was like fifth grade, but like I would never go down to Ohio State. But
Oh,
unless like there was the practices, so I'll go down to Ohio State. But I didn't know like I never went to the shoe. I think no, I went to the shoe once. Only went to the Convelli Center because of the wrestling tournament. But like I
so you
never
like
actually got
15,
to
20
see it.
minutes away. How did you become a Michigan fan, bro, being that close to Columbus?
I grew up a Michigan fan, so my old coach he wrestled at Michigan. No, he I don't know if he wrestled at Michigan, but he was always a Michigan fan. So like I would always go to like once a month or once a year I would go to like a Michigan game. And then like I remember when I was younger, I think he knew the head coach. So he had we would always have a camp, and it was hosted at Michigan.
So when
So
Ohio State plays Michigan this year, who you got?
man, I can't expose that information online. I
I
can't
feel you
expose that
though. No, I
information
get it. I get
online.
it. But that's funny though. That's what's up. I can respect it. I can respect it. But you're a Buckeye now, bro. You're a Buckeye.
Buckeye playing the Buckeyes basketball team. I don't care about Michigan. When it comes to football, oh, I remember Ohio State used to have me in tears, so I can't let that go. I
And
can't
and
go.
not even that, bro. Like and now it's like, man, this year might be. It's gonna be honestly. I think Michigan's the better team this year. Like I love the gritty win that we just pulled off against Notre Dame, but like ooh, I don't know. It'll be a good one, bro. It'll be a good
Man,
one.
that
I'm
man,
not
that'd
gonna
be
go against
angering
my
me because
Buckeye.
like now I'm rooting for Ohio State, and they were having these close games, and like they're not blowing up the teams like they used to. Like last year, I remember I had a tickets to, I think they played. No, they played Wisconsin. I think it was Rutgers. They played Rutgers maybe at home, and they put up like 42 in the first half. I was like, I
Yeah,
remember we would go to games and we would leave by halftime. And I went to,
it's
I
a
think they
wrap.
played Youngstown State, and I stayed the entire game because I had no idea if Youngstown State was going to come back or win or lose. And I was like, this ain't it.
What's
This
going
ain't it.
on, bro? Right. And it's strictly like a monster defense this year, but like where's McCord will come along. McCord will come along, and I feel like it's just because I mean Trayvon Henderson's a dog. We got the wide receivers. It's just whenever you lose a quarterback like Stroud, man, it's just like it's just no different than an NFL team. Like you're gonna have growing pains and trying to find that guy, and he's young and just hopefully it comes along. At least before we come to Michigan, before we get to Michigan, it's got to come along.
I don't know. The running game was bad with Notre Dame. I think
Oh,
I.
bro.
Oh my God, they like rushed. They like just beat them down with the running game. I was like, oh my, this doesn't look good. This, because they've been like they haven't been able to stop the run for like 3 years. I was like,
I know it's been a hard time. I'm a Cowboys fan too, bro, and I'm sick of everybody running through everybody. I like my teams. Like it's like why can't we stop the run anymore? Like when nobody can stop. We got stuff like don't throw on us because like we got amazing pass rushers and corners for days, but like if you want to run, we'll give you 300 yards rushing, 220 yards rushing all day, and
man,
we gotta find a way to plug it up, bro.
I don't
Gotta find
understand how
a.
you watch the NFL, man. I've been a Browns fan too, so I'm
I
used to us
respect that
losing.
though.
I'm
I
used to us
respect
losing.
that
So like so I would normally watch them, right, and I would watch all their games, but like they've lost so much to like I just couldn't watch NFL no more. But like I refuse to like choose another team. Like I refuse to pick another team. So I was
Hey,
like, I just don't watch the NFL. But like now they're low key like been doing pretty well.
for sure. They
So
got a nice D. They like my opinion, bro. I'm just not a fan of Watson. That's just me. And it ain't even because of that. Because like you can't trust a lot of things that happen anymore, and people try to get other people for money, and like they see dollar signs. So like I don't even know about it. But like whenever he was in Houston, dog. But since he showed up in Cleveland, the man seems like he's lost. To be honest with you, and I feel like that the talent's the one now that Chubb's hurt, but I don't know. Cleveland, but like you said, there's low key a lot of talent there, and they're like my second favorite squad because I still am an Ohio guy, but like my whole family was Cowboys fans, bro. So everybody was like, and when I was like 5 years old, they were winning Super Bowls, so I was like, heck yeah, man, I'm a Cowboys fan too. And then for the next 30 years, they haven't done nothing but win like two play. It's been rough, bro. It's been just as rough as but at least we're getting to the playoffs, but then we fall off like week one, like in the wild card. It's been rough. It's been rough. But I won't change it for nothing. I wouldn't. Like I love my Cowboys football, bro. I do. But back to you, bro. Like outside of like so we get to why you choose that. So this Sealy match. So let's get back to last year's Iron Man. Whenever you first because bro, I don't think anybody expected it. And it was the first time I ever went there and watched it live, like first time ever. Like and so I'm sitting there and I'm like, to be honest, everybody's expecting Sealy in the finals. Everybody's expecting Sealy to win that tournament, like because we're looking at numbers. So after you come off, like, where's your head at when you first, before you even step on that mat with him? Like, how do you approach the
Um,
guy that everybody's expecting to win it?
like I said, like I just went in there calm and like getting feeling your emotions and like being able to understand like what you're going to do on that mat because like at the end of the day it's wrestling. Everyone knows what you're doing. And just being able to go out there calm. I mean, like everyone assumed he was going to win. I mean, like I even had a friend that was there. He was like, bro, he was like, he's pretty good. But I was like, I mean, he does
So
the.
mine.
I mean,
So are
he's
you.
good. Yeah, I'm not gonna no, he's good. But I was like, I think I can beat him. You know, I know I can beat him, right? So I was wrestling. I mean, I take my shot, and then he got to my legs a lot. Like I realized, like going back to that match, I did not wrestle as good as I thought I did. But I know,
Yeah, but you know what you remind me of? You lightweight got that sasso in you, bro. Like to
yeah,
where a lot people get to your legs and like they don't come out with nothing. Like you got that little sasso to you. Like if you can get like start cutting a corner like he does, like you have that in you. Like I'm telling you, like when I watch so many of your matches, I'm like, man, they get in deep. And Sealy did a couple times. You're right.
he
Like
got
he
it
was in
very deep.
deep.
Yeah,
And somehow it's like, how did he get out of it? Like even in your state finals, like I thought you were talking like it was an escape and he was on bottom, I think. Or
oh,
you
he
were on
did. It was like a revert. He like did a switch, and then I like stopped wrestling. I didn't expect him because normally like the last couple of times we wrestled, he didn't take a shot, and he got to
right.
my leg, and I swear to I thought he had me taken down, but I just kept on wrestling. But
And you did too, and you
yeah,
never quit. And it went to the edge of the mat, and I didn't think it was two, but then they were even like, did they give him two? And it was just like, nah, like because it was he escaped, and then like he got back in on you real quick, but you just kept you got that you can scramble. Like I think that's one of your best qualities is that scrambling ability that somebody gets in deep. You got that sasso, bro. That's what I call it because that cat he'll literally like stick his leg out there, be like, come get it, grab it.
a couple times he's hit me with a plethora of cradles before. I'm like, yo, like how'd you get out of this? But
That's
like
what I'm
wrestling that
excited
match,
about.
like I didn't even like because I knew I could scramble, but like I didn't know like I didn't know I was able to scramble like that. I think like that opened my eyes like because when you're with scrambling, it's not play wrestling, but like it's just winning different positions. I mean, like
100%.
I pretty much assumed what he was going to do, and I would just roll off of it, or I would kick out of it. I know there was one of them like I remember I seen Yanni do a forward roll, and I remember it was like at the end of the match. He like did like a little step down, try to spin behind, got into like a high crotch position, and I waited for him to pick up, and I purposely rolled through, grabbed his ankle, and I landed on top, but they didn't call two. I swear to God, I thought everyone called two every two. So I assumed the match was like 7-3, but it turns out I never got the takedown. So luckily I didn't get taken down at the end because I thought I would have won. But I know it was just pretty much like I would just use his momentum to like just roll out of it and to use my flexibility because I'm so long. I mean,
You
I
are, how
felt I
tall are
couldn't.
you, bro?
Uh, I'm like
You
five
got to be
eleven.
like 6. Yeah, I was gonna say 6, but
I'm
like, cause
five
like when I
eleven, but
saw
my
you, I was
wingspan is
like,
like
yeah, that dude is like, and I was like, he's 150, like he's up there, bro.
I got a weirdly shaped body. Like my legs are real long, my arms are real long, but my torso is like real small compared to. So like it's really shaped. So like I remember when I was younger, one of my friends, he actually wrestles at Northern Colorado now, but we would like do this thing where I would put my hands on the wall, right, and you would measure myself, and I would put my hands on the wall, and I would pop my hand like my wingspan was probably like almost a foot, like bigger than me. Like it was
That's
probably
crazy.
like a good like 10, like 9, 10 inches. So my arms always been pretty long.
Yeah, and it's got to play an advantage. But honestly, I've as much tape as I watch in wrestling, and like, I mean, this is like, I mean, I have my 9 to 5, but I've watched so much wrestling and so much, but like especially like with the high school guys coming out of college right now, like that's really what I've been focusing on because like I just enjoy it really and like why they chose it, why they're going, whatever. But I truly believe you're one of the top 3 to 5 best scramblers in the country right now. And I'm talking freshman to senior, like bro, like don't like like you said. you even kind of realize like, yo, I'm a little bit better than I thought I was. Like, no, like you're really like like really good at it. Like to where like I've watched enough of this to know that like it's one of my favorite. It is my favorite trait about your wrestling. Like even if they get in deep and you go over the top and get the ankle, like it's just like you find a way every time, bro. Like and you're very solid at it against, and it's this is not just against like, hey, some random kid that just happened to get in deep on a shot. Like we're talking Joe Seeley, we're talking guys going to Penn State, guys going to Nebraska, Styles. We're talking, you know what I mean, like dogs. So I love your style, and it's I think it's going to translate well, like really well over into the next level because I feel like that's what separates a lot of them boys up there at the NCAA's. And then whenever I see you at Ohio State, and I sit back and I look with you at 74 or 65 or even eight, but just the monsters that you're going to be able to train with every day, to be honest, I hope you redshirt. I do because I think I think a year up there, like with Rocco Welsh, Luke Geog, Seth Shoemate, Carson Karchla, just I mean the list goes on and on. Bryce Hetmer, like you're gonna get good because Hetmer can ride, so your bottom game's gonna get good because I think he's one of the best dudes on top in the country. And then everybody else is amazing on their feet. Karchla can do a little bit of everything. So I'm excited to see your growth after a year and then see you come back and just dog people. Like it's definitely I feel like you picked one of the best rooms at that weight, like with just the surrounding people around you. And to be close to home and do it, like you can be all right, my guy.
Yeah, I mean the upper body. I mean that the upper weights at Ohio State. There's a lot of good wrestlers. Even when I go down to RTC, I try to roll around with all of them.
For
So
sure.
yeah, I roll around like Rocco. Sometimes I mean I go with Carson. I mean from time to time I'll go with Bo. Before Moore got hurt, I would go go with Moore. Seth Shoemate, even some of the heavyweights. So I mean, when I'm going out, like even when I'm wrestling at practice, I mean I'm not scared to wrestle nobody. I mean,
No, you can't be. And
send
I
out
feel
send out anyone out trying to train like you are. So
Yeah, and I believe that that's what put you on the map is because you're not afraid to wrestle anybody, and it shows with the way that you wrestle. It don't matter who toes the line with you. You're gonna do you like, and you do a damn good job of it, bro. Like I I couldn't be more excited for it, man. So like with the freestyle circuit, so you take third at Fargo. What's do you want like, and you're going to these RTC practices? How heavy are you wanting? I mean, do we have Olympic dreams, Olympic goals? Like, is it like that, or is it just something that's like, hey, we keep, because like there's guys that wrestle freestyle, but it's like they're more going to focus on their national championship. So is it how heavy into the freestyle scene are you looking at getting? Like Olympic goals?
yeah, I'm looking at Worlds and Olympics. The more of the freestyle scene was to get better at my folk style.
Yeah,
But now that I'm getting very good and I'm understanding my body type and I'm understanding getting better with my hand fighting and all that stuff. Like next year, my goal, like my biggest overall goal, like I want to win Super 32 and Ironman, but like my biggest goal is to be a member, win U20s too. So that's my
not big.
biggest goal. So
I
I
like
mean, all the tournaments, those are. I mean, obviously you want to win them. You know what I mean? But like my biggest goal is go out to Vegas, win Vegas. Then I think a month later, go out and win U20s. So
yeah, go up to Geneva and go get one to win that best of three. But you can, and because honestly, your freestyle game is, I think it's nice. Like you said, you were like to touch up because I think David Taylor just said it when he just won this world championship, and I loved it because I'm a folk style guy. I like my folk style, like, and everybody like I've heard. I mean, I don't know what your opinion is on it, but like changing everything to freestyle, like even as at the youth level, like get rid of folk style completely, just make everything freestyle. Like I'm against it because I love my NCAA wrestling. I love my folk style wrestling. I love the state tournament. Like I love my Iron Man Super 32s. Like I don't want to lose that. Like, and I know they'd still have it, but in a freestyle way. But like I want it in a folk style way. But how do you feel about it? Like in your opinion, would you be okay with them dropping folk style?
um, not really. because like folk style is a the only like I understand why because folk style it's hard to like if you're wrestling someone like including someone who just looks at rankings and stuff and they try to just stall out, they could really stall out the match and try to like make it a lot closer. But freestyle, I mean, you
Yeah,
just go and wrestle. And I
absolutely.
believe I think if they change everything to freestyle, it might take the fun out of it because then you have kids just getting teched. Some kid don't know what he's doing, he gets teched like
Yeah,
15-second match. So I was like, folk style, at least like you're learning what you're doing, you can improve in it, and like going in as a youth level, like you don't have to take it as serious. You know what I mean?
100%.
So like,
I
I
just watched
believe,
David Taylor win a world championship doing folk style moves.
yeah, like my
Straight up.
club coach, Colin Palmer, he was like, even when he went out to wrestle freestyle tournaments, he was like, I didn't do any freestyle, I just wrestled. I pretty much wrestled folk style.
Yeah,
So,
for
and
sure.
even what free, I mean, like we translate the freestyle pretty well. Like I just started freestyle. You always play football, so
Yeah,
like I know. I mean, I like started it. Like I would do practices, but I wasn't really paying attention with freestyle moves. So I would wrestle it. I wrestled like a qualifier my 8th grade year. Then we had COVID, so I didn't really wrestle any my freshman year, sophomore year. I didn't. I was pretty much training for Fargo, and then I go out to Fargo my yeah, so my sophomore year I went out to Fargo, and then technically it was my junior year going out, and then I went to Fargo this year or last year. You know what I mean? I went out to Fargo, and then this year I'm planning on going to U20s. So
for sure. And I like it though because I feel like you're, especially if you hit that RTC with those group of guys, like you're gonna grow, you're gonna get better. And I think with your link, like really, I think Hepner, like Bryce Hepner, I feel like has grown so much. He's one. I'm really excited for him at 165 this year. Super excited to see what he brings to the table. And I think you and him both got this link. You both are really good on top. Like I think you two working together could be a beautiful thing down there. And his freestyle game's nice. And I mean, I'm over here excited about you getting to Ohio State, but at the end of the day, man, I'm really excited because I'm gonna be down at Iron Man, so we definitely need to link up too while you're down there, man. And I definitely I got something I want to throw you just for taking the time to do this with me and just just plow you up and you know what I mean. And honestly, just I gotta see the guy that's I gotta talk to the dude that's about to go win it. So and I know that bracket's gonna be loaded, but you're gonna be all right, bro. You know that.
yeah, I mean, at the to me, like wrestling is like everybody's good at this point. Like when you're getting to
Yeah.
a high, everyone's good. So like
Yeah.
I'm not really like. I mean, I hope my bracket's tough. I think a lot of people look at me weird, but they be like, why are you going this way? I'm like, I low key want it to be tougher. So it just looks
Yeah.
better when you win. Like, so I hope my bracket's pretty tough. But like with the 57 and 65, I don't know how many people bumping up, but bump up. I'm looking forward to it. So
Yeah, bring them, and I'll tell you what, because 57 is loaded. Like even at that bracket, when I looked at it, because I looked at it right before me and you got on, and I was like, damn, like be proud of what, like, and I'm sure you are, but like that was loaded. Like that was a loaded weight class, and to sit there and make it to the finals and do what you did against Styles, a senior like that was, I believe, Nebraska.
hmm
Thinking, yeah, it's like, and you, what was the final score of your Ironman finals?
um,
I thought it was
I
like four.
forgot. It was pretty close. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I
it
think
was
I
real
was
close.
losing. I was losing by 1 point. And then it was like 30 seconds left. I went to try to get a takedown scramble and
Yeah,
I put on my
through some
back. But yeah,
right.
but
I think it was like 4-1, something like that. It wasn't nothing, but it was right here the whole time, right here the whole time.
yeah.
To where like honestly, like we we didn't know a lot about like because me and my uncle just happened to go up there like just off of a whim and went and watched it and uh best tournament I've ever went to in my life. I love going to the state tournament. I went to the NCAA's when they were in Cleveland. Outside of the NCAA's, Ironman is the best tournament I've personally ever went to because you're right there with you guys. Like, I mean, I went up, splat up Rocco right before he was went into the finals and did his thing against that St. Ed's cat. Just like you're walking with, you know what I mean? The Ferraris are right there. You are right there. Like it's just I just think it's such an atmosphere you don't get anywhere else to where like you get to it's like you're right there on a mat with you guys. Like in Fargo's like that too, but like from what I hear, never been to it, but uh it's just a cool experience, man. So I'm definitely excited to link up with you down there and see how you and I think you're gonna get it. And Super 32s, what what do you think you could have done differently? Because I've heard you speak on it even in other interviews, like even after in the at the Iron Man interview, like you were very it seemed like you were just disappointed on your Super 32s. What do you think you could have done different to have a different outcome? Like what went wrong at Super 32s, do you think?
Man, for Super 32, man, I have a notebook. It's I think I filled the entire page. But Super 32, first I would like to say my preparation, probably weight wise, because I'm putting on weight and everything. But like for Super 32, I forgot people cut a lot of weight. I forgot so I came in. I think I weighed in at Super 32 at 57. So like just like the difference between weights like changes that, and also like the mindset into it, because like everyone's gonna be strong, of course. But I think the shock, I mean, not shock, but like the difference between wrestling a 52 pounder and wrestling a 60 pounder was a little bit different. So I think that came on to me a little bit. I mean, my attacks, I would get to a deep, like my first match, I would get to a deep attack, but then I would like just let loose, just not using my hands, not a lot of movement. Bottom, not getting up from the bottom, top, not really riding from the top, just not really being aggressive and assertive like I normally could, not really dictating the match. And then, I mean, it was just small stuff. Just really like small stuff that a third grader would know. That just wasn't doing. Like I wasn't really taking my shots, wasn't really opening, and just mindlessly wrestling. And I thought I was just. I assumed that. I put it on myself because I bracket watched. So like I assume I was like, oh, never heard of this kid. This kid, I'll probably have Blaze in the quarters or round 16. It was one of them. But I was like, I did. Turns out the kid I had first match was pretty good. So, and it was my first time ever going out to Super 32. So like, I didn't know like the first match you're going to be the state
Everybody's a
champ.
dog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody's good.
everybody's kind of like Iron Man. Like it don't matter. Everybody's a dog. You're bringing. Yeah, it's
So
just
like
it's
going in,
tough.
yeah. So like going in there, I'm like, I just wasn't. I didn't prepare myself mentally. I went out there and I wrestled, and I mean the outcome I got wasn't what I wanted. So then I went out to Iron Man and just wrestled like how I was supposed to be wrestling. And it was like two completely different wrestlers. And like
100%.
I would have people come up to me, they was like, like what did you do different? I'm like, not much pretty much. Like I didn't really change. I just didn't perform.
You just did you at Super 32s. You didn't wrestle you at Iron Man. You
Yeah,
wrestled
like
you.
I like Super 32, I I don't even watch my I couldn't tell you what I was doing. I mean, just like just it was like middle school or grade school type wrestling. Just
I
taking
feel like
shots without.
because I watched them all, bro, and like because I mean before I do any of these, like I watch every. eh, I try to get as much info as I can, so I don't come here and just be like, "Hey, what'd you do last week?" You know what I mean? So like, I watch them all. And my opinion is just when I watched Super 32 matches to your Iron Man matches, it was honestly it was like two different people. It really was, and like, but it wasn't like you could still tell the talent was there, but it just seemed like what you weren't getting to that offense as much. You weren't getting to that offense as much. And then even if somebody got in deep, like just your screen, it just seemed like you grew a lot. Like really, when I watch it, it's like this man really. I don't know if the Super 32s made like something made you just lights came on, and like next thing you know, because now, granted, does that make all right? Because you've wrestled both, and since you didn't get the outcome at Super 32s, and this has been a debate forever, but which tournament do you think is harder to win? Is it just the fact that Super 32s is that much harder than Iron Man, or is it just the fact that like I wrestled that much better at Iron?
So what I feel like Super 32 has a lot more above average guys. Like a lot more, like the skill gap compared to Super 32 and Iron Man are two different. Like, but I feel like at Iron Man it's a lot harder to win Iron Man because like the top guys are all going to be there. I mean, everyone. I mean, obviously the top guys are going to be Super 32, but I feel like at Ironman you got your
Everybody.
one, two. I mean, like probably I'm gonna have your one, two, three, five. You're gonna have all of them. But like
Yeah.
at Super 32, you're gonna have your one, you're gonna have your two, maybe four, six. But between that, you're all obviously you're gonna have a whole bunch. I mean, everyone. Your first match is gonna be a state champ. But like at Ironman, your first match might be a kid who's on a team just because their team's good. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So I feel like winning Ironman is a lot harder. I mean, not a lot, but I feel like it's harder than winning Super 32. But I feel like Super 32 is like a marathon to win it. You know what I mean?
No doubt. I can respect that though, and I actually dig that answer, and I think that's what makes it so difficult for people because like Bo Bassett was like both, bro. Like I can, but both. Jack's Force, both. Like I don't, really- they're both fucking brutal, both freaking brutal. Sorry, but they're both just real tough, and I mean, obviously, like there's a part of me just being from Ohio that I want to hear Ironman's the baddest tournament on the planet just because like I can drive an hour to it. You know what I mean? So but at the end of the day, I'd really like to check out Super 32s because like I've never been there, never got to really witness it like I have with Ironman. So always watch it, love it, and like you said, there's dogs like you're getting that state champ every round, and it's definitely been a heck of a debate. And I think somebody just posted. I don't know if it was like PA Wrestling or somebody posted it on Instagram, but it was a good debate though, man. I really liked the question, really, and just different people, different like wrestlers like yourselves, like input was like, man, this is good. But like I just instantly put Iron Man, and I've never wrestled with either one. but I was just like, yeah, it's the Ohio one, of course, it's got to be better. But nah, man, I'm excited for your future, bro. And I didn't mean to hold you up 45, 47 minutes. I my bad, bro. But I knew that just from talking with you, man, I was excited about it, and I definitely appreciate you taking the time. And actually, one more thing though, bro. Like after Elite Eights, how'd you feel about the overall outcome and on how you wrestled? Like this is kind of breaking into your senior year, man. This is it. This is the final year. Gotta leave that mark. Gotta leave that legacy behind. And how do you feel it started? How you feel you got the ball rolling at Elite Eight?
Um, Elite Eight, I found my groove. I found my groove before my matches, so I was very calm going into all my matches. And like Elite Eight, I realized I mean I already knew my mat wrestling was good, but now like I realize like a lot of people are gonna be picking. They probably might be picking neutral, and
Facts.
that's in my strong suit. So it was like just understand that people are going to probably pick neutral. People are probably going to be safer on top because they understand I might flip over, I might do something. Like my bottom's gotten a lot better. Like I mean, hey, I'm gonna give a pat on back to myself because I
Hell
remember
yeah, bro.
sophomore year I lost my state championship because I couldn't get up from the bottom. Now
No,
I'm able to get up from the bottom like this. So I know that's happened. I feel like my feet was really good. I feel like even when I wasn't scoring as much as I wanted to, I felt I was in position. Like I
it's
don't think that I think one kid got to, let me think. Yeah, one kid. No, to what? Two. Only two kids got to my legs. It was one of my first match, and it was
perfect.
another.
Yeah.
But so I was like being in position was really well. I felt like my hand fight was good. I added more drag stuff, pass
Yeah.
bys. Like my shots were more. My top. I mean,
I think that's your biggest improvement. That's what I noticed, like just from watching you at Elite Eight and then watching you at the state tournament and just trying to. And I literally watched them back to back to be like, what did he work on this offseason? What did I notice? And I thought, just personally watching between the two, just this afternoon, I was like, man, his hand fight game just. I feel like it stuck out like to where it was like yo like this boy can get in there and go with them. Like I loved it. I mean, you could definitely tell that you if you didn't put in any work, like something changed, bro, because your hand fight is definitely phenomenal and it's scrappy, bro. Is the word I'll use.
yeah. I mean, Elite. I felt very confident with my Elite Eight. So Elite Eight was
Good.
good. I was still butthurt that we got second.
I know,
We still
bro,
both
and
have we got second, but
I'm glad. I was pumped to see you guys take them on too, because Thunder were, the Joe or Bo and all them guys on there. So like, you guys had a squad here with Pearson and you, and it was just man. And I think you had Voinovich too, right? Like it was such a squad, and it was just both teams. It was literally the best two teams the whole tournament. It was like this should be the final. So uh I can't remember what the final score was, but you guys either way, bro, you guys put on a damn good show, bro. And it as fans sitting back watching on Flow, like you couldn't have asked for the better two to make the finals. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So you definitely killed it, and you did your thing all weekend long. So you walked out of there. What, you wrestled how many matches? What, six, five,
seven
six,
or eight. Yeah,
seven? Yeah, it's 7-0, 8-0. You know what I mean? So it's a good way to kick the year off. So what's next? Where are you heading next? What is it? Just getting ready for the dual season, getting ready for Dublin Coughlin season?
Super 32. I think I'm
Oh
going to
shoot, when is
Clarion
that?
October 21st, 22nd.
Wow, dude, that's like coming up. You're like 3 weeks out, bro. Three and a half.
Yes. So yeah, so I'm going
Man,
to Super 32. I
go.
think Clarion Open.
I like that too, because that's what you were saying in the beginning. So yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Honestly, I might come check you out at the Clarion Open because you're like the third person that said that they were heading down there. I mean, there's a lot of cats heading down to Clarion Open, so I definitely wanna. I might end up slipping down there too because it's not too far away. It's only a couple hours. So either way, man, make sure you keep in touch, stay healthy, bro. Keep grinding, keep doing your thing. And I'll definitely either A, see you at Clarion, see you at Ironman, definitely see you at State. So I mean, I'll be linking up, and like I said, I got a little just just a little shirt just with the Beckley wrestling show, just for taking the time. It's nothing huge, man, but just really do appreciate you taking this 50 minutes, 52 minutes, and sitting down, talking some wrestling with me, man. Being able to pick a two-time, gonna be a two-time state champ, three-time state finalist, Ohio State Buckeye commit, uh, gonna be an Ironman champ, Ironman runner-up, like gonna be a Super 32 champ. So it's been fun, man. It has, and I
thank you
definitely
very much.
appreciate it. I think the senior year is gonna really put you on a map, big dog. And I really truly believe that sky's the limit, dog. You keep grinding, and we're gonna see you in some special places, dude, because the ability's there. I might not be coaching some D1 school or doing nothing like that, but one thing I know is this sport, and one thing that I know is like you bring an element that not everybody does. So just keep doing what you're doing, because I know you're putting it in. I know you are, because like we've already talked enough to know that I know you're putting that work in, and as long as you keep doing that, I can't wait to see you up on a lot of podiums, my guy.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's well deserved. But again, make sure you stay healthy, keep in touch, and I'll at very least I'll catch you at Iron Man, and stay safe, my guy.
Thank you. Thank you for
No problem.
having me.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
blessed day.
Yes, sir. You
Hey,
too, bro. I'll talk to you.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right,
I'll see you.
later, bro.